Someone say, count your blessings. Hello, how are ya? Oh no.
Are you gonna get nude or what?
It's not courageous to take on something that you know you'll get. It's courageous to take on something that may happen, but also may not happen. The only person that you can rely on is the person you're always with, and that's you. Today we're heading out for my first session of the week. I did a 4-hour ride this morning, so legs are pretty mashed, and it is a beautiful autumn day here in Sydney. It's currently 27 degrees, so probably gonna be looking more at a effort versus pace run today. I'm going to be trying to hit the paces I want, but it's a 8 by 1K effort and a 2-minute float between each effort, and the 1Ks ideally would be around 3:10 to 3:15 pace. At the end of the video last week had said how there was a bit of a flare up in my foot. We got a scan, immediate scan, to make sure I was all good, and thankfully to the guys at PRP and physio Belly at the running room and Claire was straight onto it, and there's been a massive improvement in my cuboid, actually very minimal, to the point where the stress that is in the bone is probably just from the running I've been doing. And remember, I am giving away these Deviate 4s, and this fortnight we get to give away a Pillar $200 voucher for the month, so that's exciting. And shout out to all of you who commented around Sean's garage. Lots of great ones there. When I pick that, I'll pin you on last post, and I will send something with the pair of shoes. So thank you, and let's get into it. When someone say, count your blessings now. Mate, who knew by Pink is like one of the great running songs. It was very funny after the emergency scan. I thought it was like breaking when I was running on it, and I was like, oh my God, it's all cooked. I've done no training that should have led me to having a broken foot. I've done everything right, eaten right, slept right, trained right. So sometimes you gotta be like, okay, that's just silly to overthink this. So then when we got the all clear of the scan, I had to be like, well, you must go for a run and just be aware of the pain. So what happens is when there's this phantom pain, it's really hard to like separate between what is pain, what isn't, when you've got this phantom one. So I just had to like accept that it's gonna be there and it's not bad pain. And so once you do that, you're like, okay, I'm aware of it, but I'm not doing anything wrong. Hello, how are ya? What's happening? Yeah, please. Nice to meet you guys. Back to the session. The session is a 5K warm up, 8 by 1Ks with 2-minute float. We'll go out at 3:15s, and if that feels like it's right, then I'll hold it for the 8. But if I'm like, oh geez, I don't know if I've got this, I might pull it back to 3:20s, 3:25s potentially. Let's do it. Woo! 3:11, bit quick, but whatever. Ah, my guts. Oh no, I shit myself. Not good, gang. Hey, reality of running sometimes. Touching what they call cloth. Mate, this is insane. It's the worst thing ever. Oh, it's been so long since I've had that like, come on, like let's get this run, like show what you can do first and foremost, like what I'm able to do, and then like, I can't wait to just put out to the world what it is I'm actually trying to do. And I need, like for myself, I need to get a few like solid marathons under my belt, but it's just fun chasing the fuck out of something that is like improbable. Like no one gives a fuck. It's not courageous to take on something that you know you'll get. It's courageous to take on something that may happen, but also may not happen. And everything has to go your way in order for it to happen. And that to me is like, that's the beauty of life, is just fucking gritting your teeth and trying to get something that is so improbable, and that if it just comes off, if you just dare to fucking dream, and it does, or you get even a smidge of what it was, it's like, let's go, come on. So at the moment, my current weeks, I've got 5 runs. The 5 runs, 3 of those are easy. 3 runs are like, you know, an hour long jogs at like 125 under that heart rate, which is a very cruisy 430, 445, 5 even. 1, we've just introduced speed work, as you've seen this week, and then last week with Pillar. So you have 3 easy, 1 hard intentional effort session, whether that's like a threshold, VO2, sprints, extended period run at high heart rate. And then the long run is to kind of just getting an extended run out at a pace. Currently, I'm not going to be doing speed work in my long runs yet, because I've only really started putting that first speed session in. My body isn't able to deal with that yet. I prefer to go in a bit underdone and then have a strong body than to go in overdone and be cooked on race day. So this long run is essentially to just make sure the legs have that ability to just maintain, hold, and push through for when the time comes to race. We're doing a 2-hour long run. No real intention other than not go too hard. I want to, but I know I'm not allowed to, so that would be stupid, so I'm not going to do that.
Is there a reason why you don't have a running coach?
I think the reason I don't have a coach is if I was to put myself out there and say, hey, I want a coach, I know people would come out of the work and say, I'll coach you. Not going to go too into this, but I have struggled since becoming semi-known to trust reasons as to why people are now jumping in on my life. And so if someone wants to take the coaching reins, I would have to trust them implicitly. There will be a limiting factor to me doing this alone. I know that. But this is the progression for me, and this is how I'm going to get there. The solo stuff and training alone and sharing it alone has never bothered me. In fact, I get quite liberated from the fact that by doing something on your own and getting through something on your own means that when it comes down to it, you're 33K into a race and it's not going well. Who's the person who's got you out of those tough ruts every single training session when you are fucking back against the wall? It is you. If all I ever did was when I had a tough session, go, oh, coach, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's okay. They validate my feelings. They do this, and that, all glory to it. And I'm sure I'll get to a point where I need that. The only person that you can rely on is the person you're always with, and that's you. Hey! Yeah, beautiful run. That's 2 hours. Mate, I feel great, and like, the only niggle's like a hip thing, so that to me is always a win. Biggest week for 10 months, so win-win. Oh, nice. Foot is unbelievable. I feel great. Yeah, I'll go recovery the Savo, get a sauna in, ice bath, getting a lot of sleep in tonight, and then start the week again fresh.
We've got some trap bar deadlifts to start with. We have been throwing different variations at him over the last few months. And this current block, he's got 3 sets of 5 with just conventional technique. We've played around with floating reps. We've played around with B stance reps. Let's start with 50. Thank you, sir. You just want to be involved, don't you, boy? Good, a little bit slower from the bottom. Bit more hips, it's all in the hips.
In my last block for London, any run I would do, I would start, like I'd warm up, and then I'd do a mile at goal pace, and then I'd do my session, and then I'd finish with a mile at goal pace. So fresh, I'd run goal pace, tight, I'd run goal pace, so just getting the legs used to running at that time 3:33s. But I did get a bit nervous before it because I'm like, oh fuck, can I do it? Like, I literally did 8x1Ks at that pace. So I'm like, why would I not be able to do them now? Sometimes it's hard to think that you're able to run a full 21K or full mara at that pace when you're not at the fitness you want to be at yet.
Yeah.
It's hard to, like, when you're running, you're like, fuck, just did a mile. There's like 12 more miles to go. You know what I mean?
I feel like if you don't have that feeling, your head's not in the game properly. It's an indicator of giving enough fucks.
How long have you been training Ned for now?
About a year now. I first reached out to Ned after having watched his doco. It wasn't something that I would normally do, but I felt so compelled to message him and basically just tell him, you know, what a mad ton I thought he was. I think it was actually maybe a week or two later, I saw him with some pretty questionable bench presses. He posted on a story. And I said,
Oh,
because he doesn't post much on his story, and so he certainly doesn't post a lot of training stuff. And it was like a bench press, and I was like, huh, what's doing? And so the love story began.
and now I can't even deadlift what I could bench.
Nice, Nettie. We'll do a 4-week block. So his training is twice a week, 4 weeks. And like any good program, we're sort of seeing how he responds to different exercise variations, loads, volumes, and how that works in conjunction with his running, his riding. And as much as a program is sort of set for that 4-week period, there's always a flexibility that we need to take on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, that looked really good. Really happy with that.
Same.
So what we want to do is, as you're pressing down into the floor, you're going to need to push yourself into the bench, which is not going to move anywhere, so you don't slide down. You're going to be able to see little Ned. There he is. There he is. Breath smells like shit. Squeeze. I see a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to do what you're able to do, I know you know it too. I know you know it too. If you're able to do everything that you can do running and riding,
The weakest of
and
weak.
be so piss weak in your glutes,
Oh, it's crazy.
what does that
I've
mean?
actually
for
got
when
an
you're able-
ass. It just is point. It
I
just
know.
does nothing.
You do have an ass.
It just does nothing.
Oh, I'd hurt.
It just does.
Never
it's
washing
all
his
for
hand
sh-
again. Oh, glorious. Hey, that's a good looking butt for something that doesn't work too well. Oh, thing of beauty that is, Ned.
Thanks, mate.
Good. Oh, wow. Nice penis.
You ready?
That's
Slide on.
That's fucked. Wow.
Yeah, there you go, everyone. That's fucked. Thanks, mate. Thanks, champion.
Thanks, champ. Wow.
Hamish champed me. Do you know Hamish champed me?
Did he?
Yeah.
No.
I nipped it in the butt straight away.
Yeah, wow. How was it used?
What'd you say?
Oh, when it's used in a thanks as well, it's just, it's like, yeah, thanks, champ.
See you, mate. Mate, I feel like fine as much as I would like to have thought or think I used to strength train. I just really didn't prioritize it much. But as you could tell, I ain't that fucking strong in certain spots, so it's good to work on. Yeah, this is my summer spot. There's lots of crabs around here, and Dougie just loves crabbing. She's a bit wild, but I'll go in there. Oh, what a nice arvo. This week will probably be a 100K week, 6 runs this week. So we're adding an extra in on the Saturday, not having Saturday off from running. I feel as confident and excited as I have in a very long time, probably since June last year. And on my run yesterday, I had the first feeling of I'm starting to see the path to where I want to get to, versus knowing I can do it but not really seeing the stats. And now is oh, this all makes sense. So I'm feeling extremely excited. I can't watch these old interviews, podcasts, listen to, or even YouTube snippets of people I was on their podcast.
Up at 4 a.m. I'm training for 2 hours.
I honestly used to think I knew so much more than I could even fathom. And now I'm here, in this position now, the more I know, the less I know. There was a massive on-show ego, I think. There was a kid that was trying to prove himself. if you come from a lens of I'm tough, I'm better than this and I can do this, then of course you're always going to paint what you're saying with that brush. And I'm also just sure of who I am, what I want to do now, that I don't need to prove it to anyone. I think listening, if I was to listen back, I haven't ever listened back to anything, especially like 4 years ago. I think I would really struggle, but that's okay. Because I saw through this thing that I said I would do, but as authentically and as real as I possibly could. I still see that in me now, that moment in time that happened that was so freaking hard to put words to. I still see that same kid in that belief and the courage in taking on the unknown will always pay off if you're willing to fight till the very end and never say die in order to attain it. One thing I am going to say is, when I get the time I want to like get a Project Elite, when I get to that point, there's then this next progression. And when I then make that statement, I am going to be so in on this. I've got a video on May 11th, 2025 of me saying what it is I want to do. The feeling I felt when I was saying that before I got injured and broke my foot was something like, it's as fucking real as this shit gets. It's as, there's nothing like it for me. I felt it twice in my life, and it was when I had said I was gonna run across country and when I said I was gonna fucking do the track thing. And this is the third time. And so once I fucking run this 2:19 marathon at the end of the year and I get the elite start, then it'll be like, right, what's next? Bang. This is what we're fucking doing next. YouTube, thank you again for watching another episode. I am super grateful. Now this is the wrap up. Now you're probably looking at my jumper going, what the hell is Ned wearing? Now, Parramatta Eels are my team. Hey Ned, thanks for being a part of the Blue and Gold Army. We're excited to hear what you think of our 1986 varsity jacket. Now, this thing is a thing of beauty. Now, Ray Allen Price, OAM, one of the great Parramatta Eels. This is to signify a 40-year dedication of this great man, the 1986 Premiership. As you can see, it's very, very cool. And I will absolutely say I'm very grateful. It's one of 400 ever made, only made. I'm number 186, 420 made. This certifies the accompanying Parramatta Eels 1986 varsity jacket in an authorised, officially limited release item produced for dedicated supporters and collectors. Release year 2026. Ray Price, thanks for the support. I love bleeding for the blue and gold up the Eels. Now, that doesn't get you fired up. I met Ray Price not too long ago at a Parramatta Eels game. I said, it's an honour to be in your presence, Ray. And he goes, you're damn right it is. And I thought, fuck, what a man. Anyway. This is me telling you who has won a pair of DV8 4s, and I will get to that immediately. Now, we go to my channel, we grab, thank you again for the comments, thank you again for liking and subscribing and all of the above. Now, I am going to pick a person who commented. Now, this is for the shoes. We're also giving away a $200 Pillar voucher. So this person will be getting the shoes. Swim Bike Rory, you get the shoes. The deeper you explore your potential, the further away from you your ceiling becomes. The confluence of the two is where you transcend. Keep searching and pushing, Nettie. You get that, number one. So I'm gonna like that comment. Swim Bike Rory, you legend. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Now, who gets the Pillar voucher, $200? Well, Caroline Cross, 7564. Ned was feeling negative today and then watched this video. Love your energy. I love seeing you around Centennial Park. Always gives me a pep in my step. Keep up the content. It's the best. Caroline, I have liked that. You are a legend. Pillar, $200 voucher coming your way. Thank you again for the support. We're going to be making these YouTube every fortnight. And when I race this bloody run in Launceston, I'll run a sub 70 and we're fucking going.